Good morning, everyone. I think that all of you have very well spent your day of Rabindra Jayanti. That is the 159th birthday of the great Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. That was yesterday, and that was also a vacation for the institute also. So hence, after the holiday, I once again would like to welcome all of you in my online class of JCST P004, that is Digital Cartography and Landform Profiling. In the last class, I have shown you how to georeference the data if you are having a raster layer or raster data, and after that how to create up the shape files basically and add up to the projections and other things I have shown you, or in other words I have shown you how to digitize. And today I will train you up two respective objects or two respective things I will teach you today. One is how to create up a geodatabase, and the second one is how to add attribute data. Now for the very first, I would like to let you know that why this creation of the geodatabase is important, because it is a standard in industry. Whenever you will be going for the project work, that is in your fourth semester under the digital course of this GIS, or if you will be taking up with the fourth semester under the senior certificate course in surveying technology in the institute itself, thereon you will have to go up with a particular research work. That is, you will have to submit up one thesis. Thesis means a particular project you will be assigned up with, and that you will have to take up with the works, and finally you will have to submit up with a thesis to us for the evaluation. So in those cases, what is requested or what is required is that you will first create up your entire database in geodatabase. As well as if we are going for the industry also, that is after passing out from here, whenever you will be going out to the industries to work up with, because there are be it a government, be it a non-government, what is essential or what is necessary is that to know of every intricate details of how to create up a map and how to create up the database basically, and finally how to create up a good map. And based upon that, your entire capability, your entire salaries and other things will rest upon. So let's not waste much time and start off with a direct practical session on it. So I think all of you remember how to open up the software, right? So let's open up the software first. You just see this, I'm clicking on this desktop screen on this respective symbol of ArcMap 10.3, and it is loading again. So let it load. It will take some time because it is quite a bulky software. It requires some space, and finally it requires some time. Now it has opened. So what we will do is that we will try to open up the respective practical class which we have been creating. That you can open also, or you can, what you can do is directly you just add up the data and we can create up a separate database also. For example, in the topo sheet in the last class, I have saved this topo sheets and other things. This is the topo sheet. Over it I will show only. These are the shape files that we have created in the last class, but today we will learn how to create up a geodatabase. Let's go into this R catalog, and in this R catalog I am going into this Bardhaman practical. You can see that this is the folder that we have created, and we have saved all the data. So in it, what I will do, I will just simply right click. So the first step will be right click on the folder in which you want to save, and I will go to new. In this new, you can see there are two options. One is the file database, one is the personal database. if you are taking up with a project work, personal project work in terms of your academic projects or in terms of some of your other personal projects are concerned, then we will go for this personal geodatabase. And if we are taking up for a industry project, then we will go for a file geodatabase. I am showing here by the file geodatabase itself. So I will just click on the file geodatabase. So the file geodatabase you can see is created. Let us name with it as land use, land cover. Now you tell me why. Now you see that it is not taking. Why? Because there is space that I have told you earlier. So I will use this underscore. You see it is created now. So one thing you should remember, that geodatabase does not accept the special characters or space and other things are concerned. Now what I am telling you, why I am assigning the name of LULC. Actually what we are digitizing from here is basically the part of the land use and land cover. Land cover basically means the natural endowments that encircle us, while land use means the economic use of land. So if there is a particular village, it means that the people are residing over there and having their homes as well as the other economic activities. Hence it will come under the land use, or it will come under it can maybe subclassified as residential, commercial. After that you can say recreational, or we can say public utilities, etc, etc, etc. Now the other thing is that land cover, like the natural streams, if we are speaking about the natural forest cover, natural vegetation, everything of it will come under this land cover. Now let us create the further classes in that. So what I will do after this creation of this GDB, I will just simply right click on the land use, land cover, and as I will right click, again these options will come. I will go to the new, and in the new I will go to featured dataset. Now in the featured dataset I am putting the name again of say LULC. We can put some other name. Let's put some other name. Let's put Bardhaman over here, because this topo-sheet, name of this topo-sheet is Bardhaman. I have shown you earlier that day. I will click on next. As I will click on next, you can see here some projection by default options has come up. Now I will have to choose up the zone of WGS 1984 UTM projection. All of us know that Bardhaman lies in 45° north. Okay, so I will have to choose up this accurate zone, and after choosing it I will click on next. But before that, you see the information over here. The projection in which we are saving this particular data set is transverse marketer, is false easting value is this, meridian is this is the scale factor. It means 100% almost accurate, 0.99. you see, it is a very good scale factor. Now this is the equator, basically it is meaning latitude of origin 0.0, and linear unit will be represented in form of meter. So all this information you please see, or you please note it. Now after that, let's choose, click on next. Now it will ask you whether you want to insert vertical coordinate system. You may insert or may not insert. This is not mandatory, but here I am showing you. I am inserting. I will go to the world, and in the world I will choose of WGS 1984, and again you see the linear unit value is coming, that it will come up in meter. Datum is coming WGS 84. Axis value is this is the semi major axis. Now this is the semi minor axis, and this is the inverse flattening. So after that I will click on next. Now leave this XY tolerance matter as it is shown by default, that is 0.001, no need to change. Now after that, click on finish. So you see this Bardhaman dataset has been created. Now we will have to create a point, line and polygon features in order to digitize up this entire topo sheet. What I will do inside the Bardhaman, I will create up. I will go to again. I will just simply right click and again I will go to new and I will select this feature class option. In the feature class, first of all I will create a point layers. So let me put the name as village. This is the first layer I am creating. This will be in point. Now one thing, as I have once assigned the projection and datum for the entire data set, that is this one, I will not have to once again go for this assigning projection or datum for these feature classes. It will automatically accept. So I will go to next, tolerance value it is taking, again I will go to next. Now you see it is taking by default, it is showing storage information, configuration, etc. So click on next. These are the fields that are created by default. So I am keeping it as it is. Let us click on finish. So you see this village layer is being created. Now after that, let me just remove this previous shapefile one for the easy understanding. Again, after the village, I will again click over here. In the same way, I will create up another feature class. I will insert the name of water bodies or tanks. Last day we have seen there are good number of tanks over here. This will again be on point. I am checking this M values and Z values for geometry properties. Click on next. Click on next. So it is created. Now you will have to self-analyze that what are the other layers that you can create. One thing we can create as we are working with a topo sheet, benchmark, right? These are some important aspects used in calculation of the relative level or reduced level of the area. So this will again be in points and we can use this data for contour creation also. So henceforth I am creating. So these 3 point layers are created. Now I will create up some polyline. Simply go to new, go to feature class. This be the first polyline feature or line feature. Be it in line. You just see that there are several options given over here, like polygon features, line features, point feature, multi-point, multi-patch, turn, uske baad dimension, annotation, etc. I will select line because I want to create up my road in line. Click on next, finish. Another thing I will create, that is the railway line. The same process I am applying. Okay, and among the other line I don't find one thing we can create over here is state boundary. If I want to work only within the West Bengal, because this topo sheet contains parts of West Bengal and Jharkhand, so I can create up this thing also, boundary. So you see 3 line features are also created. Now I will create up some polygon. First, let's take this down. It is in automatically polygon, by default it is taking. Click on next, click on next, click on finish. Finally, again within it, what are the important things? Let me just have a look at forest. So my next one will be forest polygon feature. Okay, now you see there are some large irregular shaped tanks. These are natural reservoirs. Okay, let's create up another. Reservoirs. This will be again in polygon. Acha, how can we differentiate or classify a reservoir from that of a pond? You just see this is a pond or lake. That is a man-made feature, while this is a natural feature. Now the basic difference between both of them is their pattern. You just see this has got a particular regular pattern or regular shape. It is looking like a perfect square over here. But here you see it has got an irregular pattern and irregular shape. So these irregular shaped features are basically natural features, while these are all the man-made features. Another thing that we can have over here is this will be basically a point mines, because this encompasses areas around Raniganj and others where coal mines are very important. So let's create up this thing, this particular class. Let's create under mines over here. So you see I have created a good number of class, just that it is represented in the table of content section. Now these are the points you can see. For the sake of understanding, suppose village, I want to make it a bit large. I will select a proper symbology from here to make it clearly understandable for us. It is taking time. Let's take this one. Let us take this one, this symbol, and in color let's take this, because in the topo sheets we usually see settlements are marked in red. So for the others, like this water tanks, let's find a proper symbol. Let us take this color. Again benchmark, this is a natural phenomena, so I will have to choice up my color like that only. Usually these are marked in brown, and I want to make it a bit specific for these RL areas. So I have chosen this particular symbol. Now for the state boundary, you see this is the state boundary symbol. I am choosing a different color. I am choosing this color, and width I am choosing increasing up a bit for the better understanding. For the railway line, this is the symbol for railroad. Okay, now this is for the road. Let's at this point of time take up this symbol. Now let's start up with the digitization. I will start up digitization from the left top. What I will do, just like yesterday, go to start editing, go to continue, go to create features. Now the first thing I want to create is a village. This is the first village, Manilaj. After that you can see this is the second one. This is the third village. Fourth one. Fifth one. Sixth one. Let's try to cover this grid if possible, at least for one feature. Otherwise you will say सर बिल्कुल कामचोर है, 2-3 दिखा के हम लोग को करने के लिए छोड़ देता है। इसलिए थोड़ा सा आप लोग के लिए हम कष्ट उठा लेते हैं। देखो इस तरह से हम सारे पॉइंट्स को डिजिटाइज कर रहे हैं वन बाय वन। गांव का जो पॉइंट्स, मैंने बोला था आई विल डिजिटाइज अप फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट टॉप, एंड देखो ये जो 2 ग्रिड आई हैव ऑलमोस्ट कवर्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द विलेज। देखा, ये देखो पॉइंट्स हो गया, सारे आ गया है। मैं सिमिलरली इस वे में आप लोग को पूरा टोपोशीट को करना पड़ेगा डिजिटाइज। Keep it in mind. Keep on click on save edits, because by clicking on save edits you will be able to save up the data. Okay, now let's move over here. इसका attribute data. Now I will teach you how to create up the attribute data. I will go to this village, open the attribute table. You just see by default it has taken this particular this fields it has taken, that is the object ID and shape. Shape is in point, as I have specified. I have when I am creating, I have created in point, hence it is in point. And these are the object IDs. These are automatically built in GIS, or every feature when you will create will have a ID in its own. Now I will have to add a field. For that, what I will have to do, go to editor, go to stop editing. Now you see this add field button has got activated. Click on add field. Now what you want to create, when I am working on the village or I am creating village layer, the first and foremost thing that I need is the name of the settlement. So I will create a field under the name of name. Now name is always in text. It cannot be in. What does float means? Float means 6.456 like this. Long integer, short integer means, long integer means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 like this. It's a long number. Now short means say within a specific length. 1,96,526. Say that may be a short integer. Again, date, all of you know date is date. Again, raster, that is usually of no use in case of when we are creating a vector layer. So I am taking the option of text. In text it is showing that here it is 50, that is up to 50 letters we can add. So I am keeping it as default. Click on OK. And another suppose field we want to add is say district name. Similarly, that will also be in. It is not taking district name in text. It has created. Now what I will do is that I will again start off with the editing. My respective fields which I want to create, it has got created. I will select the point simply, and I will try to identify where it is. It is this one, Manilhars. Now go to editing, editor toolbar, go to start editing. It is selected. So I have got the name. I will write the name over here. R J. Be very specific about the names, because whenever you will be creating up the layout, this will be required. Click on Save Edits. Now let's try to see in which district it is lying. This includes area of Lalultola, Velva, Kaliapathar. This is in West Bardhaman. This part is West Bardhaman. Herein starts the Birbhum. You see, these are the Rajnagar, Amadpur and all these areas. So this part is basically West Bardhaman. That is Durgapur, Asansol and adjoining, and parts of Jharkhand something. So let's, the name of the district will be West Bardhaman. Now this thing you will have to infer a bit. देखो भाई, अब जब आप लोग जियोस्पेशियल साइंसेस का बंदे हैं तो ज्योग्राफी का थोड़ा बहुत नॉलेज नहीं होने से मुश्किल है, इसलिए थोड़ा बहुत आप लोग का ज्योग्राफी का नॉलेज स्ट्रांग रखना पड़ेगा. दिस इज ऑफ utmost necessity. Anyway, let's move to the next point. This one has got selected. Bandardha, Bandardha it is written. Same district is, say this one. Third point, Jalna. It is also in same. Next, Kuldangal, Kuldangal. I am identifying the name by the name. It is written over here. So don't think I am using some arbitrary name. After that, this one. Like this. You will have to take up with the digitization. Now I want to show you something, hence I am ending up with this point feature. Let us take off with the line once. You see that this is the boundary line between this particular line given, marked in dotted, this dash black. This is marking the boundary between West Bengal and the Jharkhand. This particular line, it is going like this. I have shown you that, so don't say line nahi tha. What I will do is that I will digitize up a road. Why? Just to show you up something, how we can estimate up the length of the road also. Road I have taken, the road is in this grid, it is starting from here. I am digitizing in the scale of 63,360. I will keep it fixed, because if I will digitize somewhere in 80,000, somewhere in 60,000, somewhere in 50,000, automatically the entire thing will get hodgepodge. So before starting off with the digitization, fix up your scale first. This is a very important context if we are working in the GIS software and working with the vision of preparing a good map. See, this road is almost digitized. This will be a unmetal road. Clearly we can see it, or we can understand. Now how I will add up its attributes. First of all, go to editor, go to save edits, stop editing, as I have shown it for the point feature already. Now go to the road segment, open up the attribute table. One feature I have digitized, you just see it has taken the length. What is the length? Now I want to add up the field under name, type, which type of road it is. And another field I will create, length. At this field of length, I am taking it in float. Let us take 50. Okay, so again I will go up to the editor, start off with editing. I will select the feature that I have created. In the type, let's write unmetal. So what are the different types of roads? It may be a national highway, it may be a state highway, it may be a district highway, it may be a village road, it may be a city road, etc, etc, etc. But now, as it is a beginning class, I am just ignoring of the other things. I am just saying we will map it in form of unmetal road, metal road, or others. That is major road, minor road, and other roads. So I am mapping it as unmetal road. Now I want to create up its length, or I want to see that how much kilometer or how much meters does it use to extend over the ground. Simply click over here. That is, in the add field section, you will have to right click on the specific column, go to calculate geometry. You just see unit is coming in meters and coordinate system is coming in GCS WGS 84. So it not be 100% accurate, but it will be almost the same. Now I will simply click on it, and you see it is only 0.15 meters. This stretch, but this stretch is only 0.15 meter. So in this way I can very well identify the length of each and every road over here. Now as I don't have a power over here, you can see 24 minutes is remaining. 24 minutes, this laptop will just go on. I will show you how to digitize up the polygon. There is no power over here since yesterday, so till now. So let's take this forest, this one. I will create a one polygon layer and I will show you. Then you take off with this and do it in your home. Okay, I am giving you this assignment. Forest, you just see these green patches are the forest areas. I will digitize up a forest. Where is a forest? This is the polygon. 50,000 scale I have taken. One thing while digitizing, keep in mind, your feature should not be, the edge of the feature should not be too sharp, because if it becomes too sharp, it looks very odd. So try to make it as smooth as you can by adding vertices or indexes. As these things requires patience. If you feel that you will take up with the digitization of this entire topo sheet in 1 hour, then it will be a completely erroneous digitization. Take your time and do it specifically or in a proper way. So this one is created, this particular polygon. Now usually every forest has got a name. I will simply go to save edits and stop editing, and similarly in the same way I will add up the name of the forest. That will be one field, and after that I will calculate the area. It will be the same process as I have done for the line also itself. So in this way you will have to digitize up this particular topo sheet in form of the point, line and polygons using this particular these particular files that or themes that I have given you the name. You will have to identify all the major villages. You will have to identify the road. You will have to identify the railway line. This is the railway line that is going on over here. This one. Okay, it is coming from this Jharkhand. And साहिबगंज लूप लाइन के नाम से डायरेक्ट प्रांतिक होके रामपुरहाट होके it is again going towards the Bhagalpur and Malda. After that you will have to digitize the river. I have forgotten to tell you this thing. This rivers like there are Morakshi river or Kopai river. These are major rivers. These rivers or the Damodar river, these will be in polygon, not polyline. And other small streams will be like this. This is a small stream you see in blue. This will be in polyline and major streams will be in polygon. Now these are the important towns as you can see. So everything you will have to complete up with this digitization, and in the next class my colleague Sheikh Habibul Rahman, he will be providing training to you regarding that error corrections, that is overshoot, undershoot, or how to cut, merge or flip, trim polygon and other tools he will show, so that to make a digitized database perfect. So those are basically the tools, and after that the next class I will take, I will be a bit busy with some of my official duties, hence I will not be able to take up with tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class will be taken by Sheikh Habibul Rahman from 11 am to 12:30 noon, and on Monday I will teach you, or I will train you up how to perform spatial query. That is, suppose you have a digitized data set, and out of that particular digitized data set you want to have information only about some. That is, say there is a village that has got SC/ST population, that is 60% SC population and 30% ST population. That you will have to identify out of an entire set of villages that are contained in a district. So that thing I will show the how to create a spatial query, and after that the other classes will follow. But before that, what I would like to let you know or tell you, please try to be in your home, follow the government orders and instructions as has been said by the Honorable Chief Ministers of respective provisional government. Kindly cooperate, don't move out, because the condition of this corona pandemic is rising in India, and in time to come it may take its boom, and it may explode like a bomb and can kill off several lives. So where containment zone has been made, or where the government has said stay at home, or it has completely freezed up the area, so please cooperate with the government and follow the rules and abide by the law and order, and thereby help the society to live and also you to live. So with this, I would like to end up my class. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.